Are you ready to make an easy card today? Because I am. So that's exactly what we are going to do. My name is Jaylyn with Crafty Girl Creations, and welcome. Today is June 16th, and I can't believe it's already the middle of June because I just don't want summer to go away, and it seems to be going away too quickly already for me. So we've had some cooler weather this week. I've had to wear a sweater with the top down on my convertible. So, yeah, that's not good. I like that warm convertible weather, but we're getting there. So today we are working with a very simple card kit. I like to show these at least once a month because for those that are beginning and who have never stamped before, card kits are a great place to start with Stampin' Up, whose products I deal exclusively with for the most part. And um, it gives you a great chance for the veterans too, that if you need a quick card fast, they're very simple to put together. So I wanted to show you this one specifically because you always get everything you need in the card kit. However, this one, not only does it have ink, does it have, it's got your cards, your layers, your ink, your sentiments, everything, but it also includes a technique. So that's going to be cool for today. So I'm going to switch over to my camera and stop wasting time because we need to get to card making. There we go. So this is called Shaded Petals. This is the Stampin' Up kit that just launched June the 2nd, I think. Okay, and I just took the plastic off, so you guys are seeing this for the first time, just the way it comes in the kit. In the kit, we've got Calypso Coral and Highland Heather. Now, these are two inks in the whole body of inks that Stampin' Up has. These are called Stampin' Spots. So a lot of people like to use these. A lot of people like to use the full size. But in the kit, you're going to get Stampin' Spots. And so if you are part of Paper Pumpkin, which is a monthly card kit, and you could get that through me, that will give you, I'm going to get rid of the box for the moment, that will give you a chance to start a collection of inks for a little bit lesser of a cost. So if you're limited on what you could spend, then I would recommend the Stampin' Dots. And we could always talk more about that because there's a couple collections, and I'm just going to open this up here. There's a couple Stampin' Dot collections which give you, I think, 5 or 10 different inks for one price. And you could get that. And that gives you a great starting spot, and then you get the bigger inks as you can if you choose. So, whoopsie. Oh, you even get tear and tape with this. I forgot. Oh, you guys, this is such a great kit. And this one sells for $26, and you can get it at craftygirlcreations.net, which is always on my front page when you see me. But I'll show you another way to see it when we get finished. These are sponge daubers. You simply put them on, whichever finger you want, whichever one's easiest for you to work with, and you hold it just like this. And then you'll see us, we'll be inking things up with them. So I'm going to set those up there. This is tear and tape. What this is, and when you find the end, it's sticky on this side, and it's got a covering on the outside. So you press it down and rip it off, tear it, wherever we want something to stick to it. And then when you're ready to put that next layer on top, then you'll peel off the other side. You'll see how it works a little better as we go. Then you have your glue dots. This is a little package, got a couple different things in it. You have your glue dots and your dimensionals. Now this one happens to come with dimensionals, like the little octagon type, plus the foam, the straight line defense. They're little, I'm going to peel one up for you just so you can see what I'm talking about. Oopsie. Let me just drop that off in the corner over here. They're like the dimensionals, but they're long strips. Let's see if you can see it. They're strips of instead of the octagon. So I'm going to set that up there. Here we have our envelopes. These are adorable. That's pretty cool. I mean, can you imagine getting a card in this? Let me bring it up a little. Isn't that just happy? Just a happy color and just a happy thing all together. So I'm going to set those aside. Okay, oops, let me grab that. It's not a very good place to set those. So let me set this here. Okay, these are layers. That's going to be like if we were to put like a layer onto a piece of cardstock. That's just a background layer. Or do I say just a background? It's a background layer. Very, very useful. So we'll set that here. And then on here, we've got some leaves. And these are die cuts. So we will take and be cutting these out. Not sure which one's going to which yet. So, but we'll be doing that. And then you got your cardstock. These come pre-scored. Okay. So you'll take it, we'll fold those up as we go. So that's one card. And then we've got some frames. And you guys, it's on white, so it's a little hard to tell. But these are some frames and some flowers. Die cuts. Another cardstock. Oh, it looks like they've got them layered in here. Okay, so I'm going to take, with what we're doing, I think I see how they're doing this. Okay, all that goes, everything you showed after the card probably goes with the card stock. So, and you could see on the white there, you've got some flowers and then some scalloped edges. So that's one. And then you've got this pretty yellow background. Ooh, I just happened to see these. Look at all these pictures. These are all die cuts. So those will cut out as we go too. So now, with that said, I'm going to pick up this last cardboard because that's the bottom. And what's underneath is your instructions. So I'm going to open those up. And I'm going to show you something that I just learned recently. And it's just how they've changed how to read these. You've still got along the right edge, as you can see, you've got your measurements for centimeters. And it goes from, you've got a measuring tape that goes from, 0 up to 22. And then from the very bottom, you've got a measurement for from 0 to 9 inches. So you've got measurements. You've got if you don't have a ruler, then you've got that on the side. Now this is instructions on how to put the card together. What we want first is, I just took this, and when I opened it, this is the first thing you want to pay attention to. So since we've got the yellow one out, we're going to go ahead and pull everything we need for that. Okay, so I've got my cardstock, and then we'll do one of each card today. So I've got my cardstock, and then I'm going to set this, just so you guys, I want you to see it. I'm going to be pulling the layer, the scalloped edge, the tear and tape, and then I'm going to pull all these individual pieces out. And when you see these little circles, those are the dimensionals. These are the glue dots. It tells you exactly how many you're going to need. Now, I'm not going to pull those off, but I am going to go ahead and go ahead and pull these off. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask me. Oh, I see you've got one comment. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Glad to see you. Because this is a fantastic kit. You're going to love this because I know you like kits. So I am going to take and pull off. This one is a thank you. So I'm going to pull out the thank you. And look, it's already fussy cut for us because she knows how I do. I personally, you either love fussy cutting or you don't love fussy cutting. I don't like fussy cutting. Kathy, she didn't mind so much. So I'm going to set that over here to the left. And then I'm going to set these all over to the edge because I won't need them again. Now, what I'm pulling out next is, let's see. We need the yellow flowers. So we're going to pull this one. And I'm trying to keep them together. Put that one on top of it. And I'll need 3 of these sets. So I'm going to pull 3 total. Yep, that's the one I want. And then I'm going to go to the next card because I've got the small one for it, but I need the large one. There we go. So now I've got those 3 set over here. And the next thing I need is one of these. Oops, not you. I need this one. And I'm going to show you in a second how of the 3 of these I knew which one I needed. I looked, I'm going to bring this back up here. See how this one's got a 2-leaf section? That's how I looked at it. I looked at this. Let's see if I could put that back in there. And these 2 don't have it. So this one did. So that's how I made that an easy, so I'm going to set that over to the left. Then I need, let's see, I need a, looking at my pictures here, it looks like I need this one. And again, I'm just looking at the pictures. Okay, yep, I need this one. And then this darker coral color. Oopsie. There we go. Grab this one. And then that one to go with it. And it's just about looking at the shapes, at these shapes, and seeing which 2 that I need. Because this one will go on top of that one, this one will go on top of that one, but that's on another page. So I've got those. I've already got my dauber and my ink out. I've got my sentiment. Then I need 6 of, it says 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I need 6 of them, but I'm going to pull it out because it says so. And if I don't need it, then I won't need it and I'll be fine. Bum, bum. And I did a card class this morning, so I did not unpack my case yet because I came home and did this. So I don't have my, oh no, I do have it. I thought I didn't, but my take your pick tool, because we'll need that too. I find it easier to have that. And one more thing, I think. And that comes from off of this white set. I'm going to pull both And because I haven't looked at this completely, I've seen it put together once. So, and I'll show you what I mean by both. What the Stampin' Up! Is so smart when they put these together, they went ahead and cut this out too. So I'm not sure if we're going to put, I think we're putting this up on dimensional, the outer edge, that goes up on dimensional, so it kind of sits up. So I went ahead and pulled them both for this card. I think that's what we end up using, but we'll see. Okay, now I'm just looking back and we need our layer. Remember that one I told you was a layer card? This one. So I think if we go over and look at our picture again, we've got our cardstock, we've got our layer, I've got the tear and tape, this one, these, the sentiment, the centers for the flowers. We've got our glue dots, our dimensionals, our ink, our dauber, and then all the pictures. Good, we're good. So now I go to number 3 on the other side, which tells us exactly how we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start at number 1, of course. And the first thing it says is we are going to add some of that ink to our flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and get my ink out and get that opened. And this is where I use my take your pick tool too, because I'll take and go right on that edge that opens up, that unglues. Oh, didn't quite get through it. Because they're both set, they've got little dots here that stick but help open it. Perforations, boom. So now it's open. And Kathy, you've seen me do that before and it didn't do so good. So that one is what we're working with first. And I'm going to grab a piece of, let's see here. I'm just grabbing I'm going to go ahead and set these out of the way because I think we're done with those for the moment. And this is just a piece of scrap paper that I'm going to use. And I'm going to pull these. Okay, I'm going to pull out these first. And I'll show you why I did this versus on my glass mat below. Let me open it now. There we go. Let's set it right here. And go ahead and load my dauber up. And as you could tell, it doesn't put very much on it at first, so you're got to kind of get it in there. Now, I could take it, ink it like that, and you see how that, there. You want to touch off on it or stamp off first. And I kind of use my finger. Now I'm going to show you another thing that somebody else did during the class where I watched this, is they held it with their take your pick tool. And you're just going to kind of come across here and give it some texture and some ink. And nothing in nature is perfect, so you don't need these to be a perfect temperature, a perfect anything. You know, you don't have to have that darker in the middle, or because we're doing tone on tone. Okay, so then I'm going to take and do this one's cardstock. Actually, is a darker cardstock. So I want to show you how you could do. Okay, we're going to get a little bit more ink. And we're just going to take and dab just the edges of these. And it will make a difference once we put these together. It doesn't look like it, but it will. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside. And I'm going to bring these over. Okay, now I get my dauber back on. hold down my petals. And let's do this one a little lighter. You know, because not every color, every flower's the same. And I'm just trying to watch my arm, and so I don't get it too much in the way, and you guys could see everything nicely. Okay, now, oh, we got to do the other one. Totally wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was looking for something at the same time. So I'm going to pull that one off. And we're going to do this one here. Now I'm just going to hold on to this. And we'll do this one a little darker. Instead of stamping off, I went directly on. And it's going to make that cardstock just a little darker. Okay, so we've got those done. So that's all the stamping for this. So I'm going to go ahead and cover my ink. And we'll set this aside. And we are going to start, we're going to go to the second step, and that is with our cardstock and our layer. Okay, so let's see here. I went ahead and folded my card. I think my bone folder is up. If you don't have a bone folder, I have a nail file. I know. But it works. Just happened to see that and I'm like, oh, I'll use that. So first things first, we're going to take the tear and tape. This is something I recommend a lot for scrapbookers too. Let me see. I set my tear and tape down. And I got to figure out where I set it. Oh, there it is underneath. See, told you it was close. So we are going to take a little bit of the tear and tape. And as shown, this is something you could do if you didn't have any glue or you didn't have any of your Stampin' Seal, which are what are sold through Stampin' Up as well. A lot of scrapbookers like to use it too. Sometimes I don't like it. I'll just get my tool, and that pulls it up a lot easier. There we go. That gets those off so much nicer. And we're going to take and center this on our card. Same right to left, same up to down. It looks like it's not completely a 1/4 inch all the way around, but when you add everything to it, nobody's going to notice if you're a little bit off. So that's the first layer. That is the first part of step 2. Okay, so then we are going to, let's see. Oh, that is exactly what they're doing. Okay, but I think I could save that. All right, so I'm going to show you what I mean. What I'm talking to myself about is we are going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm just looking at what we're doing first, and I want to show you that to tell the difference again. You see the black dots? If you forget, you can go back. I think it's on the flip side of this. Yeah, those are, and see where we looked at these. The dimensionals are always going to be white. These are, the glue dots will always be black. I don't know if it tells you in there because I just opened this, as you guys saw. So, all right, I'm going to come back here. And we are going to, I'm going to go ahead and just start building, because you could do it however you want to. Um, yeah, and I think we're going to go ahead and start building our flowers that I've got over here to the side. And if you wanted to take and add some of this to the yellow ones, you could. It's your kit when you order it. They give you an idea. They give you what looks good together, or what they think looks good together, but you can do with it whatever you want. So we're going to start by adding these two together. So where my glue dots are over here. This is how your glue dots, usually people are used to seeing the roll of glue dots that come in the box like this, mini glue dots. Okay, when you order through kits, you're going to get them like this. So, I am going to take, and we're going to take it, put that one dead center. We'll set this on the instructions. And then I'm going to take this paper off. And then we're going to take it, turn this. When you put this on top, you don't want to put it like right on top. You want the petals to be able to be seen. So just stagger it a little bit. And that gives you a more realistic flower. And then sometimes, no, that does. Okay, they give you plenty of glue dots. I tried to be, I try to save y'all money when I can. But that doesn't work. So I had to add another glue dot. They give you plenty though. And I'm going to take this center and put it right there. So that's one flower. Now another thing you can do, and like I said, I don't have my bone folder today, but you could take and kind of curve these petals up, or if you want to do it by hand, you could take and just kind of put like a little dentition in there and kind of just roll them up. But with the bone folder that I can't find because I think it's in my bag at my card class I came from this morning. And if you could tell, I've just kind of given it a little to where it's not flat. It's not completely flat. So that's one. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two together, these others together now. There we go. Oops. There it goes. My paper didn't want to come off. So again, I'm going to take and kind of make it a little off center so that way it looks, like a real flower. Oops. Oh, good. Oh no, it stuck to the paper. Let's see if I can get it off. Okay, we'll just get another one. It stuck to the, oopsie. Yeah, it stuck to the instruction sheet. There we go. And now we'll get, and we'll add that one. Then I'm just going to kind of push in the center to give it that little bend. Sometimes I do that too. Okay, we're going to add this third one. Oops, I got dots going everywhere. This is one of, I think I ordered an extra one of these kits in case anyone's interested in it. Because I thought this would be such a very popular one. There we go. We'll go ahead and layer that on. And then one more. And put our center. This, and again, I'm going to take it, just push in the center, kind of give it my version of the without the bone folder setup. Scoot these over here off to the edge. And now put together our last two, our coral flowers. And take that one off. And let's find the best way to drop this here and get the best way to... I'm just putting it where I think it looks good. And I love that they don't, that Stampin' Up! Doesn't, oh, that was pretty easy, that they don't tell you, that they kind of put it, the way they put the instructions like this, because they don't, necessarily tell you exactly how to put your petals, because then it makes for a completely random card. That my card's not going to be the same as somebody else's and whatnot. Give it my push in the center. And see how these are already turning out so pretty? And this is so much fun. It's so relaxing for me just to sit here and put together something beautiful. It's going to make somebody smile. The class we did this morning, my church does for a shut-in group. And, oops, gotta take it. I get crafted and I can't craft and talk always at the same time. But they will send it cards to shut-ins, or we send cards for many, many reasons. Somebody's birthday, they get a birthday card, but all of our cards are handmade. We don't, as far as I know, we don't buy any cards to do that with. And I think that's cool. And there's nothing better than getting a card in the mail that you didn't expect or didn't know was coming. You brighten someone's day when you do that. Okay, Kathy, I'm looking for questions. The glue dot's better than regular glue. It depends. Um, the shadow box, like the shadow box technique that we did last week, I would have used the green, what we call green glue, which is the Tombow green glue, which you can get through me at Stampin' Up! Too. Um, it this is something like when you're doing the shadow boxes and you need to make sure you've only got so much space, you want to make sure the space in between them is equal, then I would use that kind of glue, because then you could slide them around if they're not perfectly lined the way you want them. Something like what we did here on the back of this, that was a different type of an adhesive. And I think that's great for just pulling off sticking. And so that way you could just, you're not going to move it. And then it depends on the projects. The glue dots are great for, like when you're attaching ribbon, you'll make your bow and then you put a glue dot on the back of it, and that keeps it in place. So there's different reasons for different glues, and each and everybody has their own likes and dislikes, um much like when we did the I got it in my head, when we did the fussy cutting. You either like it or you don't. And it's the same reason. It's the same thing. People either like what they're doing with the glue and they have their way of doing it, or they like another way. But nobody's way is wrong and nobody's way is the exact right. But that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. What I'm doing is I'm taking and putting the dimensionals on here now. Okay, let's see here. And I'm just putting them just around the edge onto a scallop. because you don't want them, you don't need to fill every single scallop with a dimensional. Oopsie. There we go. And you don't want them to show, so you want to make sure. But I'll show you a trick too. If you get and it shows, and it's not, you can't get it, you don't want to tear it off because you don't want it to ruin anything. I'll show you a quick little, okay, one more. I think 5 is good. Okay, now I've already pulled the backings off as we went. Now this, when you look at the picture here, is going to go not exactly in the center, but not exactly, just kind of, just eyeball it and go, boop, done. Like the sound effects, boop. Now, I want to look at, because we put our flowers together, and it's showing you where to put your dots on the backs of things. We're not going to use this sugar, or this sugar. It looks like sugar, but it's a circle. Y'all know that's my neurological fun. Sometimes words I think come out of something else. Because we're going to take this and put it behind, and you know, it's going to, that's why they had you put the glue dots, or not the glue dots, but the, well, yeah, the glue dots up here in the specific places, because you're going to be, you want some of this to be free, because that gives you, it just gives it a textured look and a dimension to your card. So it was telling us, if we look here, to put our glue dot, let me bring those back over. Here and here. Over on the end here. 1, because there's enough room. 2, because you don't want the rest of it. There's not enough room here and here or on the stem or for things not to show. But let me get these tops off and then we'll talk about the other reason, because again, crafting and talking. Okay. Now, I'm going to take and go between underneath it, because I've got that glue dot under there. Oops. Let's see. Oops. Ah, I just took off one of my glue dots. I don't want it. There we go. I don't want to lose it either. I want that on top, but I want one of these leaves underneath. So this one's going underneath. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I'll push down on that glue dot down there, and then push down on this one here, so that it kind of comes over. And as you can tell, I'm not exactly what that is, but that's fine. So now we have that. So we're going to start with our dimensionals. Go back to our dimensionals. Oops, where did I put those? Oh, they're on the, oh, that's what, here they are. Because the ring around here is just a little bit higher. Put that on the back. Let's go ahead and put them on all of the flowers. That way we can cruise right through them. Okay. So let's just keep on trucking here. Oh, I got 2. There we go. That one can go there. That one can go there. I love this set. I was so, I mean, everybody was talking, when we did this on, well, we had designer series, or designer planning place. It's a Facebook group only for only for demonstrators. They, the girls at corporate, Erica did this set, while Sarah would have normally done it, which is our CEO. And she was on the trip to Alaska, which was the incentive trip for those that earned it, which is the top 1% of all the demonstrators. Now, my friend Mary Nabe, who is my upline, she went on it. So I spoke to her this morning. She had a great time. Okay, so now that these are all off, I could start placing these. You don't have to use dimensionals. You could put them down. I'm just kind of going by what they've got here. And the reason why I'm going by that is because I see is only because you want to see, it doesn't matter. You could put these wherever you want them. But I kind of like the way that they've got this layered. So I'm like, okay, that looks good. I'll go ahead and do that. But you could layer these under. You could layer them over. It's just whatever looks good to you. And one of the other things with card making is that things in 3 or odd numbers will gather the person's eye. So what I want you to see is how we've got 1, 2, 3, and it's in a triangle. When you put things in a triangle, it's pleasing to the eye. 3 to 5. So that's just a little tip. Now the last thing we have is the sentiment on this card. So what I am doing is I was looking to see how they did it, but I think I would have done it the same way. And the reason why I looked is the size of the sentiment. Now they sent the mini dimensionals, which is fantastic because I could put one there, there, and you can't see it. So you want it to stay flat. Let's see, I think I just need one more. I don't think I'll leave the Y float, and I'll put this one there at the end. Now, let's see here. Let's go ahead and take off the tops. Oopsie. Come on. There we go. It's 1, 2, 3. And this is thank you, and we're going to put that. Now they've got it, let's see, they've got it up here, but I don't like that. I'm going to put it down here. I am going to cover up the stem here. I just like that better. So if we look at the photo on the front, I just did this one. Now, something that you could have done if you wanted to is you could have taken and colored the scalloped edge. Oh, sorry. You know, that's just my opinion. I might have done that, but I wanted to see what it would look like first time through myself. So if I do that, I'll have to let you know. I'll have to post it on our website or our Facebook group. So then all you got to do is just decorate the inside if you want to, but that is the first card. We may only get 2 done today. Oh, goodness. If we get 2 done. I definitely want to show you another one. Let's see, which one do I want to do? I think I'm going to do the purple one. So if you said that, I heard you. So this one might be a little bit longer today. Let's see here. We're going to do just like we did before. And we're going to find what we need, which is here. And let's see. I need 2 of the 3-point lavender. Or Highland Heather. Sorry. Highland Heather. And those are the same size. And then there's one smaller. So I'm going to take this smaller one here. And I need, let's see. Do I need, nope, don't need those. Oh, I know what we need. That's the, here they are. Okay. Oh, how smart. I didn't see this at first. See, this is one piece, this is one piece, and this is one piece. Well, you've got three of them because you make three cards. Each one is its own separate thing. So I need all of these. Stampin' Up is so smart. So I don't have to hunt for... I love when they do that. Just like with the center of the scalloped edge we used. You know, we didn't need to use that center, but we could use that center for another card. Isn't that just priceless? So since you know what I'm doing with the sponge daubers now, this will probably go just a little quicker, which is why I chose to go ahead and do the second card. And you guys see that I'm pulling everything straight from the card kit. And right now I'm just looking for my next layer here, so bear with me. I know you are in here somewheres. Because I know I need a frame that I'm looking for specifically. There they are. And I'll need I'll need this card stock, so we'll set that up here. And the frame that I need, and this is why you couldn't see this very well, is, okay, I need a layer and a frame. So again, I don't need this, but you could use this for the inside of a card. So they do make, they make, when they cut these or plan these dies on where they're going to put them, they make sure that they use each and every piece of the paper so that you are getting your money's worth. And speaking of that, I wish somebody could do, so see, 26 divided by 3. Somebody do 26 divided by 3, Kathy. Let's see here. Looks good. Oh, that was interesting. Yes, I agree with that. So let me put that there, and I'm just going to write it down because I can't do it too quick in my head. By 3. Or no, by 9. 26 divided by 9. So 9 times 3 is 27. So for less than $3 a piece, you've got 9 cards. 9 times 3 is 27. The kit's 26. So you've got 9 different cards in this particular set. And see, this one says best wishes. So I'm going to get my sentiment out. And I'll show you. Let me see all of these. In this kit, you've got best wishes. You've got thank you, happy birthday. And so you get like 4 different sets of... That's what makes this kit so perfect too, because it's not just all happy birthday. It's not all happy anniversary. It's so a variety of so many things. Okay, back to getting our flowers. Because I'm doing a lot of talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. Okay, so back to finding our flowers. We got those, and now we need all the white ones because we are inking all of these with both colors. Okay, so I need 1, 2 of the bigger 3 petals. Yep, that's 1, 2, and 1, 2. Oh, 2, 2, and 2. I see. So let's see. I think I've got that's big, medium, and small. Here we go. That's how I'm doing it because there's 2 sets of them. So big, medium, small. This is a medium. And sometimes it's just discerning which are which. You just got to kind of compare them. And then a little one again. Okay, so that's those. Let's see. And I need some more centers. So I'm going to go back into my stack here and pull out 2 more centers. There they go. I knew we didn't need that last center. So there was only 5 flowers, but they told you to pull out 6 centers. And they tell you that here too, I think. No, they only give you the 3, and that's all we need. That's all right. Somebody overcounted. No big deal. And see, best wishes. We got our best wishes. We have our tear and tape. So we have our daubers, inks. We have to open our ink. Let's see. Yeah, I got that one. Oh, I didn't do the Highland Heather. That's why. So we'll get that in here. There we go. There we go. Got that open. Those. Okay, we got everything. Except for our layer. That's the last thing we need is our layer. So let me grab another one of those from the stack over here. There they are. Okay. So I'm going to set that up there for the moment so I can pull this down. Set that over here. And we're going to go ahead and fold our card. Use our happy to be with you today nail file for our bone folder. And then I am going to, again, actually this frame's a bit bigger, and I think, oh, I'm just looking at what we need. Let me flip our instructions over. Oh, it's the middle one, so I got to fold my paper. There we go. Let's get it where we can read it. Alrighty. Okay, let's see how they... Okay, yep, that's what I thought. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to skip to page 2, only because I want to go ahead and get the frame off of here onto the card. So I took one strip, and this scalloped edge is easy enough to where you can put it on the inside of the frame, and you're going to do all 4 sides. And they do sell them the strips too. If you get these and you like them, and it's like Stampin' Up does sell that, and I could always get you a number for that as well. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, I went ahead and just peeled it all off, but you can do that. Nothing saying you can't, but it just makes it harder to place. Now, have you guys ever seen have you ever seen a shaker card? Kathy, have you seen a shaker card before? Mine's a little behind, so if you answer, I may not see it right away. Well, a shaker card is one where you could take and, using these strips, you put it around the edge of, okay, I would take and put a piece of acetate or a window panel, so to speak. Make sure I got all these off. In front of, or behind this, I would take and put it to where when you put it on your card, you have a window. And then you have a window on one side of it. You pour whatever your jewels or your stars or whatever you're using, and okay, you haven't. We will have to do that sometimes. Shaker cards are so cool to make. But when you complete the window by using these strips, you wouldn't leave gaps here because you want that completely sealed so nothing falls out. Let me get we're going to put our layer on. And for that, we are using, let's see what they have here. Oh, they just glued it down. Oh, I'm going to use my glue instead of glue dots because I have it here and handy. There. And it goes a little quicker. I love this set though. This is just such a cool set. Oh, that worked out perfect. So then I'm going to take this and we're going to put right over top of that. So you've got your background and you've got see your scalloped edge? I don't know if you guys could, yeah, there you go. You could see that there's an edge. Now, if we had done what I would have done, you saw me put the tape on the back of this frame. I would have taken a piece of window page, and we've got those too. I would have cut it down to the insides to where it fit just on the inside of this frame or on the outside of it. So somewhere under the scalloped edge. And then I would have put those strips all the way around. And before I adhered it to the front, I would have put the jewels or whatever I had inside to make it. And then once you put it down on the card like this, you could shake it. And all your jewels are floating around. It's really a lot of fun. So we'll set this up here out of the way for now because we need to ink up our, oh, I don't want that one right now. I want well, yeah, I do. I want to, I love purple best. Everybody knows that, anybody that knows me knows I love purple best. So I'm going to take and bring my scrap paper out. And we'll start with, okay, they all get it. So one of these, let's see, yeah. One of these only does the center here. So let me go ahead and daub up I'm just getting my ink on my dauber. And I'm going to take off the side here because I don't want it to look grainy. And then I'm just holding this center and just kind of pushing out from the center to give myself just a little of that. Okay, now I'm going to do my middle one. Same thing. Ooh, I got a lot of ink on there. Maybe I'll do this one a little darker in the center. And it'll come out because you'll see that it's going to be, in fact, I'm going to add just a little to this one. And you can go back and you can always add more, but you can't take away. And then let's do this one with the ink that's already on here, because it's going to be in the back, but you still want it to show. Okay, so we're going to do that one. Now we're going to do the coral, Calypso Coral. Oops, I helped open it first and not dip it into the Highland Heather. That's why I'm very good about, most of the time I'm very, very good about closing up my ink colors as I go. If I don't, I have been known to mix ink colors, and then we create a new ink color. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on here so I can get this up here where you can see what we're doing. I know we've used up a lot of this paper today. Again, I'm going to kind of go off to the edge. Oop. See, and not all cards are the same, so, or all flowers are the same, but I'm going to do the same thing over there as I did, kind of. There we go. I thought this is the one that got me. This card's the one that really got me on this set, and I just knew they had me, because it's just such a pretty color. The colors together are pretty. And you want to keep moving around in a circle. And I've actually, this might surprise you, I have never worked with sponge daubers. This is my first time as we see it right here. I watched it, but I've never worked with them. Okay, so there we have those. Now this also calls for, we're going to switch inks again, because I wanted to do all the white ones together. For these lavender, or for the Highland Heather cardstock, instead of just the white cardstock, it also calls for the ink to be added to the Highlands Heather, which is what we call tone on tone. It's the same tone added to the cardstock. So this is the same, this is Highland Heather ink and Highland Heather paper. I don't know if you can hear my squeaking. And always start off on your paper before you start what you're doing, because if not, you'll have lots of marks you didn't expect. Okay, and you want them all to be different. You don't need, and that's what's the beauty about, when you're actually inking them up, because you can't possibly duplicate it. Now remember, the center's going to have a jewel, or a little gold thing, so there. Now we could put them together. See, let me put my ink cover on. Done. So now we've got our flower petals set. We'll put them together and glue dots. There they are. Bring them down here front and center. And we're going to take the big one, put our glue dot in the center. Oops, hold on. Okay, this one you kind of have to, your hole in the center is just a little bit bigger, so you kind of got to put it off a little onto the side, but it still works fine. And then we'll take our middle and put that off kilter, because we're building a flower. And then we're going to take the next one and put it a little off center. Okay. And then we're going to twirl this one around. Now see, when you bend that up, oh, we got to put our center on. One more glue dot. That one I'm going to put center. There we go. Then when you take and it looks like you can see the petals. So we'll set that one aside. Now we'll do our center, our Calypso coral. Oops, I need the big first. And that's why I did that off center, because the hole on this one is just a bit bigger. So I don't do it exactly on the center. Okay, there we go. And we'll put this one over top of it. And you see how fast this goes once you get to everything, put together. Oh, thank you, Kathy. They are pretty. Yep, they're just pretty. They really are. And that's what got me, was I'm a floral girl at heart, but now you see I'm bending these back ones back a little bit, just because we know that's how they look in nature, before I put the glue dot in the center on. There we go. And then we'll be able to put everything together and lickety-split will be done again. Let's get our big one again. There we go. And we'll get this off center again. One more glue dot. And you see they're easy to build. And that's you could literally probably watch. Oh, yeah, take the top off, Jay. Silly girl. It won't glue until you take the top off. There we go. And like, I didn't get this one exactly centered. I'm okay with that. There's nothing in reality out in the world that's perfect. Any flower, they're all just a bit different. Okay, so we've got our flowers made. Now I'm going to focus. Let me see. Always do this too. Always open up your card to make sure you don't turn them like this and put your flowers on, and then you put it on the wrong way. So let's scoot this back just a hair. Set my sponge dauber up so it doesn't get on anything. And we're going to work with our greenery first. Now, I'm looking at this picture, and I see that they've got it. And again, I'm going to show you the way that they've got it. You could do this any way you want. They've got this one layered right on top. So instead of using a dimensional, I'm going to use a glue dot. Glue dots are flat, where dimensionals are up a bit. And let me see if they put it. It's almost not quite where they had it, but I'm going to put my, let me see, how did I have that? Yes. I'm going to put, okay, I see why they did that. Okay, we're going to do it like they did it. I'll show you why. If you look up here, it tells you to put the glue dot here and here. And that's because they want it glued to the inside of the card and laid on the outside of the card. So I get that. So there's usually a reason. If you ever doubt it, I can guarantee you there's usually a reason for their madness, method to their madness, so to speak. And we've all heard that term before. Before. I don't know what's got into my speech today. But, okay, got those off. And I'm going to lay these here and here, and then I'm going to press down. because they'll stick there and then the flower's going to go right here. So now I'm going to get this one, which is going to come up here, and it's going to be the same way. We're going to put a glue dot right here on the big stem. And it's going to go right there. So it gives you that layered look. And here on this last one, glue dot, it shows you it goes right there. Okay, so that one goes just about, I would go by the tip of this, and you see I got ink on my finger now, and that goes about to the center of there, and then it goes down. So now we're going to take and add our flowers, and we're going to do those with glue dots too, I think. Let me see how they have, yeah, that's what they're showing you here is the black in the center. So that's just another glue dot. And I'm going to set it down because I want the purple one first, or the Highland Heather. And we're going to take that one off first, and we're going to place it right there. And then I'm going to take and put the, oh, nope, we're going to do the one with the Highland Heather second again. But if you wanted it a different blend or a different than what your kit shows, do it. Okay, that's going to go there. And then I've already got this glue dot on, so just take it off. And then, boom. Last thing is best wishes. Now, because this is up on this, we're going to put those on dimensionals because it sits down in the frame. One at the end, one in the middle. Oops, I just want one. There we go. And one at the beginning. And just because I didn't like where the middle one went, I'm going to add a fourth one because, again, I don't want the sentiment falling in the center. So when you mail it, you want that sentiment to stay up. And believe it or not, that's another dilemma. Either somebody uses a whole bunch of dimensionals, or you'll get those that try to use as few as they can because they're trying to save. And that works with either way. And we're going to set that right down in it and kind of on the edge there, but that's okay. And that's our second card. So let me go ahead and pull the first card out. Here it is. And these are 2 out of the 3 cards that you get in this kit of a total of 9 cards for $26. And you could say, I made that. Isn't that gorgeous? So thank you for being here today. And if this is something you'd be interested in, let me switch my cameras, and you'd like to purchase this, you could always come to, at the bottom, right? I do this every time, craftygirlcreations.stampinup.net, and that will take you to it, to where you could put in Shaded Petals Kit, or I've got this for you too. Give me 1 second. I got to get my cursor to let me in. There we go. That is the QR code, or just you could see craftygirlcreations.stampinup.net, and the item number But that QR code, if you take a screenshot, and you might have to use another phone to, to get to it. But I just wanted to at least put that up there because that takes you um, straight to the supply order. Shows you right where to go to order it. And I'm going to take pictures of these and I'm going to post it on my website and with a link straight to that shopping link too, that'll put it right in your cart. So, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for spending a little extra time with me today. That meant the world to me. And I will see you on Saturday for Simple Card Saturday. Bye, Ev. Bye, all.